Hey everyone, I'm back with a really simple Nuke tip for organizing your write nodes and image sequences. It's much easier to show than explain, so I'll get straight into it. Okay, so in Nuke here, I just have a really basic setup just for an example, just a read node with a basic grade, and then a write node. This write node, I've just punched in a path for me to use, and it's erroring at the moment because I haven't rendered anything. So just want to make sure that you know to have create directories on so that it will create any folders that don't exist. I'll render this out, it's super short. I'm just using a really short frame range to save time and space here. Okay, cool. Now that that's rendered out, we just have to reload the read node, make sure that our frame range encompasses what I just rendered. Note that the original range does not, so I'll just punch a number in there. And if I view this now, I've got my image sequence. So I'm rendering image sequences specifically in EXR because you really want to be doing this with any comp of significant size, because if there's a bug, a single frame errors, or there's a pop in your comp and you just need to go back and fix a really small area, you won't have to render the whole frame range again. You'll just need to render the broken frames or the frames that you've tweaked. This saves a lot of time at rendering. One problem with image sequences though is that they're quite large and sometimes difficult to view. Like you need a good viewing software like RV or something, and even then you'll have to cache the whole image. So it can be really beneficial to render out a proxy. So I've just got a reformat node in here set to half scale width. So if I look at this to here, basically no difference except for a slight loss of resolution, and that's what we want. And then I'm going to render this out. So the tip in this video here is two things. Firstly, that this read node has an expression link to get the file path from the right above it. So that's a really simple expression. It's just taking the value from this field here, and it's doing that with a TCL expression that is really basic. It's simply open square bracket, value, space, and then the name of the write node, so normal write path, .file, and the file refers to this field here, and then close square bracket. Really straightforward expression. I'll put all of these expressions in the comment section so you can cut and paste them. You don't have to type them out yourself. And this write node here for the proxy is the tip that this video boasts. So it's a slightly more sophisticated TCL expression in here, and what it essentially does is say grab the path from the top read node in the script, which is again getting its path from up here. So essentially this is linked to this here via this read node, and then it's so that's what this is doing. This part here grabs the file path, so the folder specifically. This here is just optional. It's an extra folder. So within the forward slashes is the forward slash indicates a folder, and then the folder name, proxy, and then another folder here. And then the next part of the TCL expression from there to there is grab the file name. So let's look at the write node. So this part of the file field points to the folder, which is this folder here, and then this part of the file path is the file name, which is here, comp name _ version 01, and then .04 is this %02D that's essentially saying a 2-digit frame number padding, and then .exr is the extension. So that's what we have there. And down here, this part of the expression from here to here is simply grabbing the file name only without the padding or the extension. And what this allows us to do then is append an extra bit, so _proxy, so that we know what we're dealing with, just to keep it tidy. This is optional, and you can write whatever you want here. You can say low res, you can put the resolution in here in numbers, whatever you want, and then .file extension. And so the magic of this is that we can use a different file type. So instead of EXRs like we have down here, we're using an MOV and then an Apple ProRes 422. You can use whichever file type you like for this. I just like QuickTimes, they work well for me. And so then I can render this out, again with create directories on, because I have created an additional folder here that doesn't exist. So render that. It's only 5 frames, so it's super quick. As you can see, it's created this proxy folder for here, and then it's named it the same as this comp name underscore version 1 underscore proxy, because it's appended there, .mov. I can just play this real quick. It's super short, but now we have a really easy to view and much smaller file that we can work with. So you can use this as in an edit, or even if you're using this file in an edit, softwares like Premiere or Resolve that have a proxy capability, you can use this proxy straight away. So this is a much easier way to work with image sequences and to view them. I can actually cut this step down and make it simpler. So over here we have a write from script path. It's just the name of the write node. And what this is doing is grabbing the file, the folder from where the Nuke script is saved. So you have to make sure that you actually save the Nuke script. I was debugging this for a while. I couldn't figure out why it was showing up as blank. It was because I actually hadn't saved the Nuke script. So this first section from within the closed brackets is the folder that the Nuke script is saved in. So if I go up a couple, this is Nuke. So this is the file. So it's going to navigate to this folder and put it here. And then again, I'm just adding another manual folder render within the forward slashes. So that's optional. You can make that whatever you want. You can have a couple of folders in there, or you don't even have to have one at all. I'm going to keep it tidy and just make a subfolder in here. And a manually typed out comp name, you can name this whatever your shot is called, if it's a sequence code or whatever. Again, the image padding.exr. So this is erroring because I haven't rendered it yet. Make sure create directories is on. Again, render. Okay, come down to the read node, reload it. Maybe just hit that twice. Navigate away so Nuke can get a grip on things. Okay, here's our main comp at full res. Again, reformat to half. It sends a UHD to HD. And this is the same as this one here. So this is a more automatic way to do it. So if you want to, what you can do is save this as a gizmo and just load it in instead of a single write node. And then it will automatically get your render path and your proxy path for you. The one extra thing I'd add to this read node is you want these frame ranges to come in automatically. So I'm just going to add a very simple expression here to be first underscore frame. Make sure you put the underscore frame and note that it thinks it's got something at first. This is linking it to its own field, so it's finding the value of 1. If I accept this, it will go to 0 because it's an incorrect expression. But if I go first underscore frame, what this is doing is taking the value from your project settings, this one here. So if I change this to 5 and reload this node, or to 6 I did, and it will appear in the read node as well. So I'll just put that back to 4, reload. I'm going to do the same thing with the out frame, and I'm going to do last underscore frame. And again, that's taking this field here. Now you might want to do it to the original range as well, first frame and last frame. And now whenever you load this into a script, it will take the value from a write node named that. So this write node above it has this name in here. It will take the frame ranges from your project settings and you're good to go. So you can save these 4 nodes as a gizmo and just call it Smart Write or something like that right from Nuke script or however you want. So hopefully you find that useful. It's definitely a streamlined way of working with image sequences. Even if you didn't like keeping image sequences on disk because they are big files, you should still render to an image sequence and then do this conversion, even if you just take out the reformat node and then render that into whatever your working format is, like a ProRes MOV file. View the MOV, check that everything worked, and then delete the image sequence that created it. You'll still have your script so you can regenerate that, but you'll also be saving that disk space by not having the image sequence, and you'll have a viewable file at the end. So that's how I recommend working in a home environment. Obviously, if you work at a studio, they'll have a workflow that you should adhere to. But yeah, so I'll put all of the expressions in the description so you can just cut and paste them. And yeah, hope you found this one useful. And one more thing is this video is kind of special. It's celebrating 1,000 subscribers. So thank you very much to everybody who has subbed. It means a lot, actually. It's really cool that people are finding this stuff useful that I'm doing. And I haven't been uploading a whole lot recently because I've been working on some really, really cool projects at work. So I haven't had a whole lot of time, but yeah, I'll keep going whenever I have time to make videos. So thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.